How you doing this morning or today? How you doing today? I woke up this morning and said I wanted to talk about some cinnamon. Let's have an herbal talk. Let us have an herbal talk. Let me get myself situated here. Find something here to put on this thing. Okay. So we're going to talk about some cinnamon. I'm pretty sure everybody uses cinnamon. Cinnamon. I have some in sugar form here. And I have some cinnamon from my local herbal store. And I have some cinnamon barks. And that's nice. That tells you where the cinnamon is from, which is going to be important in a minute. Okay, so I don't know if you know where cinnamon comes from. Cinnamon is the inner bark of the tree, the cinnamomum species, or cinnamon tree. The cinnamon bark. I have to put up a picture of what a cinnamon tree looks like, because I don't even know. I've never really used these in anything, but you know, I've seen them growing up using apple cider, things like that on special occasions. And then when you ground it up, you get the powder here. So cinnamon is mostly used as a condiment. We use it mostly as a condiment, and cinnamon and sugar toast and things like that. I like to use cinnamon when I think of using cinnamon. I use it in my monkey bread. My monkey bread, you use biscuit dough, and then you toss it in sugar and true cinnamon, and then you piece it together in a cake pan, like a little puzzle. You just take your dough and put little globs and just put it all around each other. Make sure it's fitted together nicely in the pan, and then bake it. And then while you're baking it, you melt some real butter, sugar, and true cinnamon in a pot. Mix it all together in the pot. And then before the biscuit, it's finished baking, probably like the last 5 minutes of baking, you pour the mixture over your biscuits. And then let it cook for the last 5 minutes or so. Take it out, let it rest, and then flip it over onto a plate and enjoy it. It is so good. So good. As a little, and then I used to use it on cinnamon toast. What else can you sprinkle cinnamon on? You can use cinnamon in a lot of things. Sometimes I'll use it in my seasonings, like for ribs or a specific chicken or something like that, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a sweet thing. You can use cinnamon in savory foods too. You really can, because it's a wonderful spice. So there's many different types of cinnamon, but I want to talk about two, because what we get from the grocery store is cinnamon cassia, cinnamomum cassia, which is a Chinese cinnamon, and it is high in coumarin. It's high in coumarin, which both of them are healthy and they're good for you. But I find that if the cinnamomum cassia has high levels of coumarin, then it has been found to be toxic to the liver and the kidneys. Only in rats, but hey, a risk is a risk. And then true cinnamon, there's research that has been done for true cinnamon for people with diabetes, and it stabilizes your blood sugar. So taking your daily shot of apple cider vinegar, lemon water, lime water, or whatever you do in the morning, adding a teaspoon or tablespoon of true cinnamon could be beneficial to you and stabilizing your insulin levels. I bet you didn't know that. It's wonderful. And that would be, the true cinnamon is Ceylon cinnamon. And Ceylon cinnamon is from India, Sri Lanka. And you can find Ceylon cinnamon at your local herbal store or Amazon. Amazon is a great resource for herbs. If you want to get a specific type of herb, you can use, if you don't have a local herbal store, Amazon is a pretty good resource. So you can use Star West. I'll leave links below as to where you can get herbs in bulk and of good quality. But coumarin is also found naturally in like Mexican vanilla, and in apricots, even in green tea. It's in there. So, and celery. And if you're one of the people out there that drink celery juice, you juice celery and drink it in the morning, you want to be sure to be adding things like cleavers or dandelion, because cleavers flush out the lymphatic system, and dandelion, helps you get rid of water and can also aid in flushing out your kidneys. So it's wise to do that, because if we don't fully know the extent of what coumarin will do to a human being, it's better to be safe than be sorry. And definitely uptake your water. Increase your water intake. I'm having a hard time talking today. So increase your water intake if you are consuming lots of celery juice, because too much of a good thing can be bad. And that's never good. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, is true cinnamon. I usually I had some leftover regular cinnamon, or the cinnamon cassia in here, and I dumped it out and put my true cinnamon in here so that my family can really start to utilize the true cinnamon. None of us have any diabetes issues, but it's better safe to be sorry. I mean, I feel like if we are doing this, then it's part of prevention. We don't have to necessarily worry about having any diabetes issues in the foreseeable future if we start implementing some of these things right now. And when we know better, we do better. So you want to be sure companies are not, they don't have to label where their stuff come from. Because you can look at this one here, and this is true cinnamon in here, but before the product in here, you can clearly see that it's a product of Indonesia. It's a product of Indonesia. So, this may or may not be, it may have not been true cinnamon. So I definitely would recommend seeking it out and making sure that your source is reliable and you have true cinnamon in your pantry. Like this one here, I like to get these. These are usually in the foreign food section in my grocery store, like where they put the spices that are typically used in more Latino dishes and Mexican foods. So this is easy to find, and I'm glad to know that they do at least put their source on the back of this. So that lets me know that this is true cinnamon and it's good to go, and I don't have to research where the company gets their stuff from. So that is all I have to say about cinnamon right now. But if you have any questions or anything you'd like to ask me, anything, just comment down below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content so we can talk about some herbs and things and other things too. Next